6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Oh, hail the Knights of the Gimmick table where we spit the truth at the infamous round table and your feelings get left at the door. I am Boogaloo. This is LowRyda, and that is the artist formerly known as Stockade, K. Lothbrok. How you
That's
doing,
right.
fellas?
What's going on, guys?
What's up, everybody? What is up? First, let's get started.
Every week I see this guy. He's more handsomer. Okay.
I try, man. I try.
You know what, man? I like it. I like it.
And I don't like white men.
A little shout out to my man Stone Cold Steve Austin today.
Yes.
316 day.
316 day.
Oh,
you
yeah,
know what I'm saying? So shout out to Stone Cold. But let's pay some bills, guys. Let's
All right.
where the fuck is it? There you go.
If you or anybody in your family is an athlete, then Sleeves.com is for you. Sleeves offers a wide variety of all your sporting needs, from headbands, joggers, compression shorts, compression pants, rash guards, arm sleeves, dick sleeves, and even dirty boxers. So if you or anybody you know is an athlete, use our promo code MWAPOD for your 10% discount and tell them Rosie O'Donnell sent you.
All right, and our next one is HealthVape.com. HealthVape sells healthy vaping alternatives. All their products have no nicotine or harmful or addictive chemicals. They're vitamin infused. It's like smoking a Red Bull, like Alan Funk says. So pick yourself up some of their Vapor Pod products using our code MWAPOD for that 10% discount. Yeah, man. So what else do we got? We got the all right, we got follow us on Twitter, Instagram at MWA World. Subscribe to us on all podcast platforms and YouTube, MWA Podcast Network. Make sure you hit the bell, do all that stuff, like, subscribe, follow it. Twitch.tv/MWA World, where you can watch us if you're not watching us on there right now. And make sure if you do, send us some bits, help us grow. Storefrontier.com/MWA World, where you can get yourself one of these bad boys right here.
Those are beautiful. That's so beautiful.
That is a good looking shirt.
Fire.
That is a good looking shirt.
Fire. I've been wearing it so much though. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna be freaking getting armpit holes from wearing it. So
we're actually gonna come up with a Viking one.
Nice.
A Viking line.
Maybe that might be pretty dope. But yeah, besides that, guys, make sure y'all check us out at MWAPodcastNetwork.com.
Subscribe, man.
Hey, before we bring in our guests, I gotta hear about Caide's weekend. I heard he had a pretty rough weekend. It was snowing up there, right?
Dude, I left my house at 7. I had to wake up at 6 o'clock because my fiance shanghaied me into cooking for her best friend so I had to cook this giant Mexican taco bar, ground meat.
Hold on 1 second. First you said she shanghaied you. Now you're making Mexican food. I mean, there's a lot. That's you got the UN going on over there.
Yeah, I'm unlike what Mega says, I'm a multicultural person. I love all my colored brothers and sisters.
Yes.
But yeah, man, 6 o'clock in the morning, I'm up there. I'm making al pastor pork, fajita chicken, ground turkey. I'm making it all homemade Spanish rice and beans.
Damn, look at this
Yeah,
guy.
man. Then 7:30. Yeah, I get 7:30, man. I get in the car. I'm like, it's raining down here in Long Island. It's supposed to snow, but it's not supposed to snow till like 11. I start driving. I hit Jersey by like 8:30, and it's like that planet from Star Wars, that snow planet, and it's coming down. And I'm driving my old lady's Buick that's got like, it's literally like a roller skate. So I'm slipping and sliding everywhere. I stop at the Pennsylvania-Jersey border. I tell the promoter, I don't know if I'm going to make it. My girl's like, just go another half hour. See how bad it is. She probably didn't want me to come back home.
Yeah, she was like,
She's like,
maybe I
"Gotta
should get rid of this fucking
Yeah,
guy."
exactly.
All this fucking food. I don't need
Yeah.
this mother.
So I get into Pennsylvania, smooth sailing, and then back in New York, and it's hit or miss. Took me a 3-hour drive, took me 7 hours. Then I win the tag team titles with my partner, Vince Fowler. Then I got to go down to
Bro,
Teaneck,
you
New
got more
Jersey.
partners than
Well,
fucking underwear, man.
I was supposed to be partnered with somebody else, but he got canceled. So, I got to improvise,
Got more
And then,
partners than a whore.
Then I had to go down to Teaneck, New Jersey to wrestle for the heavyweight title for Ace. So another 2-hour drive took me another 5 because 30% chance of snowing turned into 100%. So yeah.
Did you win that title?
No, I got screwed over. You know how it is, man. Politics and bullshit. And then look, top it off on Sunday, I got to go to Reptile Expo for free. So it was a good weekend.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
a
yeah.
good weekend.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, there we go. Hey, that's
Yep.
so true. Rest in peace, Scott Hall, man.
Rest in peace, bad guy.
That's horrible, man. What a scary thing to take him off.
What-
I don't know how they made that decision, man. I couldn't take anyone off of life support. That had to been like the hardest decision ever.
The craziest thing though is right when you think about it, you got freaking all the years of abuse that he put on his body and the drugs and everything like that. Everybody was expecting him to have passed
A long
way
time
before
ago.
that, and what ends up taking him out, a hip getting
Blood
hip
clot.
surgery,
Blood clot,
Blood clot.
It's the
crazy.
scariest thing,
Crazy.
man.
We also got Karma Latte. She wants to know if you're gonna play us anything on your grand
Nah,
piano back
that
there.
I programmed that grand piano by my iPhone, so it just plays the tunes on its own.
Then, we got Pops in the building. What's up, guys?
What up?
And,
Oh yeah.
Donta Pride. What's up?
What's
Where's
up?
where's our boy? Where's our man? I don't see any
Oh,
high
you know
goodbyes.
he's gonna be popping.
Where
up.
is
He's
he?
gonna pop
I'll
up
be
in
popping
here.
in a little bit. Yeah,
All
that's
right.
what I do.
But without further ado, we're gonna bring in our guest. Right? He's a former teammate of yours, Boogaloo.
Yes.
Oh,
Natural
yes.
born.
Natural born
Killer.
killers.
Yeah, man. Former
Used to be-
Super 8, ECWA Super 8.
He coined the
Oh,
phrase all about the green, the gold, and the girls. He also was
Baby.
he was also simply the best at one time.
Damian,
And
what's up, bro?
and disturbed.
And
Yeah,
disturbed.
And the nerves.
Yeah, more monikers than
I have partners.
yeah.
We got Damian Dragon in the
What's
building.
up, Damian? How you doing, man?
Hey,
What's
good to
going
see
on, man?
everybody.
Oh, we got a
Damian.
Foxy
And
side.
then we got,
What
oh yeah, how do we forget? The
Hashtag Doxy's
husband of Foxy
Yeah.
Foxy.
Foxy's husband.
husband.
His new
Yeah.
moniker, Foxy's husband.
Foxy's husband. There you go. Foxy's husband.
Foxy's husband.
I'm okay with that, dude. I'm all right with that. When we started dating, like dude, the heat in a good way that I got was ridiculous. Don Montoya to this day had the best comment ever. Don Montoya had the best comment ever. We were doing when they had the Skin to Win bikini contest in JCW and whatnot. Now, she was never one to dress like very revealing.
Right.
She always kept it rather conservative, just enough. So nobody had ever seen her body. All the girls, of course, wore whatever. So she wore my Disturbed trench coat that night. And when she's getting ready for something that she knows she has planned, she gets like serious. She was like dieting, working out, exercising, like everything. So she finally takes the coat off, and it was like a bikini thing that she made. It had like rings and chains all over it, because it had to match the gimmick. And all the boys are waiting behind the curtain there like that. I'm standing next to Toy Solutions there. Everybody's there. Simon Diamond's there. She takes the thing off, and everybody looks at me, and like
like, congrats, man.
But Don Montoya goes, all I want to do is smell Damian Dragon's dick.
God.
Jesus Christ.
Oh
That
shit.
To this day, probably one of the best, I guess, compliments I could ever get in regards to it.
Left-handed, but it was a good one.
Yeah.
That's pretty fucking
Oh
funny.
man.
Oh,
Only
yeah.
Don
shit.
Montoya, man.
Dirty Don, man.
Dirty Don. He's
Dirty
called Dirty
Don.
Don for a reason.
For real.
Shit. All right, so let's
Yeah,
get this
man.
started. Go ahead, Cade. I already know Damian for years.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I only know Damian from NYWC. I never got to share the ring with him. That's definitely a disappointment for me.
Definitely, man. Like I remember, like as we were there when you had your first match, which was like before they, you had like
Yeah.
no hair.
Well, like,
Anyways,
I
bro.
remember. So they originally wanted to call me Damian Stockade, and I don't know if it was a rib on me but I remember. I think it was Scampy was like, "Oh, you got heat with Damian Dragon." I'm like, literally not even had my first match yet. I'm like, "What did I do?" He's like, "You took his name." I'm like, "I didn't do shit. This was given to me." And then it switched from Damian Stockade. Then it was Joe Stockade. No, Stockade Joe, because that's fucking brilliant.
I like that
And-
one.
Stockade Joe, yeah. But yeah, that was it. And then like,
Related to
I had-
Samoa Joe.
yeah, I guess so. But because I had the black trench coat because I was a big taker mark, and like everyone was giving me shit like, "Oh, go figure." Everyone was like, "You're stealing Damian's shit." I'm like, I told Mikey what I had, and then they gave you're Damian Stockade. So that was like, and Damian was like, ultimately, him and Fox were both mad chill about it. He was like, "No, dude, I don't care." But like that was like my first real introduction to him. Like I was like, besides seeing him on the show, I hadn't as a student, I had no interaction. So that was chill. But yeah, I thought I'd eat with him for like a good
tell
solid.
the truth, you didn't like him anyway because he
trying
stole
to take his girl.
your love.
So your
Yeah,
crush.
he stole the love of my life.
Cocksucker.
Apparently getting the line. Apparently the line was long.
Apparently, yeah. Boogaloo started the line. Boogaloo started the conga line, bro. He was.
Well,
Boogaloo
I
was you
I got
were-
off the line. I got off the line the day Damian said dibs. So I was like, fuck.
Boogaloo, Papa Don.
The day Damian said dibs, I was like, all right, I gotta get off this line.
But yeah, I mean, like
Too
Damian
tall
was,
for the ride.
Damian was part of the first circus I ever saw. It was him and Spider at the end, so that was pretty badass.
I know
I remember
that was our debut
Yeah, that was where we were holding the cage up to fucking
for Nuke's head.
yeah.
God,
Was that the same one?
Yeah, that was the same one.
Wow.
Yeah, what did the
Because
box?
didn't you guys
the
the cage came down with you and Spider at the end, right?
Yes.
The
Did you guys
setup
do?
was there was a whole funny thing like leading up to that, because it was obviously the planning before it and everything like that. So Mikey was like, "Hey, you're gonna go over in this thing, right?" I was like, "All right, cool, thank you." So remember that ladder was big, like that was a big ass ladder. It was like a 20-foot ladder, 25-foot ladder. That ladder
Was that the ladder that kid almost killed himself on?
Yeah, like
Yeah.
it was a
With Dan
big
Barry?
ass ladder.
James Newblood.
Yes.
So Foxy's pregnant with Seth at the time, like well pregnant, and all I see is her from the thing, like looking at me like all pissed off. I was like, "Uh-oh." So I was already in deep shit as it is because she already kind of got an inkling what the final spot was going to be because it was Mikey's brainchild what the spot was going to be anyway. So the spot was going to be lay the cage on top of the ropes, put the table on, jump off the ladder, do the side effect through the table, and the cage section. So the Rat Pack was out there at that time. So you remember, that was Matt Cardona and Brian Myers and all of them.
Yeah.
So we're going through the whole match and everything like that. And Scampy did his whole thing with the thumbtacks to his mother and everything like that, which is a whole other story. So as we're brawling with the Rat Pack, they're supposed to slide the table in. Mikey and I dip out, fight them off, and then Mikey takes his elimination. We set up the table and Mikey takes his elimination to go. So they slid the table in. So we're in the moment. We're not paying attention. And so, we take the table, open the legs, flip it over. And we both, two grown men suddenly go, "Ugh!" What the fuck? Like, why is the table so heavy? They put that thick ass table that had the round legs and everything. It wasn't the right table. They threw like some random fucking. So
Who
Mikey
threw
and
the table in?
the Rat Pack.
Jesus Christ.
So Mikey and I legitimately are both going like this. Trying to get this in because we can't switch it now. It's too late, So
We got Tizzy in
what
the
up,
building.
Tizzo?
What's up?
So we put the
Tiz?
table on the thing, and then Mikey, in typical fucking fashion comes. He goes, "Good luck, kid," and dips out. And he's like, "I'm like, oh shit." So Spider and I get up there and everything like that, and Spider then realizes it's not the right table either. And
He's
we
like,
know
oh shit, man. Oh
He's like-
shit, man.
we know this.
Oh,
we know
man.
this table is not gonna break. Like this
Like,
table
oh,
is not
man.
gonna fucking break, man.
I should have wore more hangers.
Dude, it was like this fucking thick. It was this thick. So we get up there. I says, "You ready?" Yeah. So we go and do it. The cage collapsed. The table just dips over. I hit the whole thing with I had a bruise from from the top of my ribs all the way down to like my mid thigh, and that shit didn't break. It was so fucked up after that. It was crazy, man. It was nuts. I had a lot of fun with that gimmick though, because that was the month prior was when I got jumped and you guys made the save. And then like I went crazy and I became Gothrod, which was like, you know, the gothic version of,
Bro, I don't
Roddy
remember
Piper.
a lot of this shit.
Yeah. The month before was, remember, they jumped me in, they cut my hair and everything.
Oh, that's right. I forgot.
Oh,
we
yeah,
weren't
I
there
do
for-
remember.
we were there
I
for that?
remember when
Yeah,
you
because you
came-
guys made the save. You guys made the save because Crusher like was holding Foxy, but actually he was keeping her out of the way because since she was already pregnant at that time, he didn't want her to get hit or nothing like that. And then you guys made this, and then like they had already like chopped my hair off in like the most nastiest way. And Boogie took his hat off. He goes, "Wait, we'll cover you up." He put the hat on my head. And then Scampy freaking goes to I said, "Scampy, do me a favor, can you just cut the rest off for me?" And he refused to cut my sideburns off. He's like, "No, I'm gonna leave it." He just left the sideburns.
you got Angel. Damn fool, you got fat. Better get that Bowflex out. He's too old to power bomb you.
What are you talking about?
I don't. Damian don't look fat. Dude looks great.
What are you talking about, man? I'm at karate dojo 6 days a week.
Yeah. Doing axe kicks. I should axe kick his nose off his face.
All those big ass fucking
Correct his nostrils.
karate kick
Love-
his
fucking love
floppy lips
Angel.
off.
So, Kate, let me tell you something.
Okay,
So,
I'll get this.
so my first day of wrestling training, I meet Damian, a young Damian Dragon. Damian's a year older than me, and so him and Willie.
You look
like,
better.
That's because I shave. Also, you see my grade too. Yeah. So I meet them for the first time. Damian was the one that showed me the bump.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Damian taught me how to bump. Damian and Willie, and then Angel
Yeah.
just dislocated my hips with his demonstration of butterfly suplex.
Nice. What is this?
Yeah.
What is the ferret killer comment? What is that?
Okay, yeah. Tell the story.
All right. I had a ferret. At one time and everything like that. And Angel had a ferret, but Angel couldn't hold on to it due to marital complications. And everything like that. So he's like, "Yo, you got a ferret, you know." He's like, "Yo, you could be the Beastmaster and have two." I was like, "All right, I'll take it," you know.
He
He's
said
like
sold.
Damian Dragon.
I
Yeah.
took it, and I don't know what the fuck happened. I went out one day, I came back, and one bit the other one's throat out.
Oh shit!
I was like, what the fuck happened?
Was it angels? That's even better.
Oh, yours killed
Angels.
angels. Nice.
Oh my God.
My ferret killed Angel's ferret, like out of nowhere.
But those
And they
things,
were
those
together
things
for
are
like a little
serious,
while,
though.
but like I said, I went and I took like one of them old school freaking cabinets, big ones. I converted it into like a big ferret cage. It had levels and shit, you know. So it wasn't like they were cramped in or anything. They had plenty of space, hammocks, everything. I don't know. Man. Shit got crazy. One day I was out, I came back, and the other one was missing a throat.
Those things are serious, man. I had a buddy that had one, and his snake had got out, and we are like, "Fuck!" We're looking everywhere. We found half the snake fucking eaten,
Dude, they will
and then
fuck
and then
shit
he
up.
and then he ate the skull of he ate the head off a fucking iguana too.
Oh
Those
shit!
things- They're fucking.
He used
gnarly,
to
dude.
wrestle the
Big
cat,
ass,
right?
man.
Yeah,
Huh?
he used to wrestle the cat. That fucking ferret. Those things get badass, man.
If you
We
remember,
got
Boogie, I had that
ferret
big
everywhere.
ass 67-pound dog. My ferret used to hang out with the dog. You know, the
Jesus.
ferret would hang out. My dog was like 67 pounds. Freaking ferret would hang out with him, and they would chill on the couch. The funniest shit though is like to let the ferret walk around the house. I put him in one of those like clear plastic balls. Bad thing to do in front of a 67-pound dog. Oh, ball! Bang!
Run over and bing them everywhere. Unreal.
Wow.
That's funny.
He's a bat that ferret all over the place. That's why I'm surprised the ferret didn't try to kill the dog.
So, Damian, how'd you find Gleason's?
The way I found Gleason's was I was
I'm
living
always
in
interested to know how people got there.
I was living in Williamsburg, Brooklyn, before it turned into like Little Soho and stuff like that. You know, like it was more like a Little Italy, and everybody knew everybody. Mom and pop shops, delis, pizzerias, everything. Like everything was the same for my father. Grew up in the area. I had the same gym teacher as my father and my uncle. Yeah. So like we had the video store. You know, rent the videos for $1.
Yeah.
And he used to be this big kid that worked in there. He was actually like, he was friends with like the Mess Brothers. If you remember the Mess Brothers.
Yeah, the guys we used to rent the rings from.
Yeah.
Right?
So he was never trained, but this kid was like the third Mess Brother. He was huge. And, you know, I would come and rent wrestling tapes and everything. So he was like, hey, man, you know, like, are you interested in wrestling? Because, like, I know of this school over in Brooklyn, like Lisa's gym. So I was like, yeah, hell's yeah, I want to freaking go. So we went, you know, Johnny gave him the heavyweight price. He couldn't do it. And then, you know, Johnny gave me my price, whatever, like that. And my pops and I got into a big fight about it because my dad did not want me doing it at all. So I told him, it was around Christmas time. I says, look, just don't give me any Christmas presents. Everybody give me Christmas money. And I'll pool what I have, what everybody else gives me, and I'll pay for the school myself. And that's what I did.
Well, you had aspirations of being a big R&B star. So, I mean, that's why he didn't want you to do it, right?
Who, my dad?
No, yeah, that's why he didn't want you to wrestle, because he knew you would had big aspirations of being in a boy band.
Oh, yeah, totally.
Did Johnny train you? Because like I've heard like mixed things that Johnny would get in the ring and not in the ring. So like,
no, I had, you know, Johnny.
When we started, Johnny would get in the ring with us.
Were you guys like the last generation of him actually getting in the ring?
Yeah.
Or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, no, Johnny would get in the ring with us, but then we also had Angel, we had Vito, you know, Jabba Chabibi was so good.
Yes.
Like, these guys. You want to talk? We had the crowning jewel of names, Kaide. We had the crowning jewel of names. But we had
was the Mott still around? Because the Mott's
no, he was gone.
He was gone. Okay.
You know, and Larry Briscoe, and so many other guys. You know, Adolfo, Julio. You know, the Latin Lover. Like so many people that came in and out, and everything like that. So like, you know, other than Johnny, there was so many people that were really good. Psychology or whatever their niche was. So we had always like a really good mix, you know. And then with Angel, you know, Angel taught us to be tough in a fun way, but also taught us how to shoot and all this stuff. You know, Vito just toughened the hell out of you, but also, you know, same thing. You know, Larry taught you, really tied you to the knots and you learned. And, you know, and then Jabba Shabibi, same thing, you know, was just smooth, mat wrestling.
He was smooth, and he took the time. Like, he took the time with all the new guys. Like,
Jabba was like really nice.
Jabba was genuinely a nice person. Like,
Jabba had the best tattoo also that you only saw when we had shows.
Yeah. He had an eye on each butt cheek.
He had a pair of eyes, one eye on each butt cheek. He says, because somebody's got to watch my ass.
But he said while he was in the Marines, he said he got super drunk and goes into a tattoo parlor. He goes, I think this would be a cool tattoo. I get 2 eyes on my ass cheeks. I'm like, why'd you think that would be a good idea? He goes, I don't know. I was drunk.
Fair enough.
We have a good time. So. And then it was funny. Sometimes we stay late and train, and then Johnny would leave for the night, and then
it was on.
Oh, yeah.
That's when it became like WrestleMania when he was gone.
Yeah, we all just got stupid.
Royal Rumbles, all kinds of silly shit.
Y'all want to try this new move? Okay.
Yeah, and
so did Johnny run shows?
Match.
Yeah,
he would run a show every month, student shows every month.
Yeah, so that would be the first shows you guys did then.
Yes.
Yeah. I got lucky. I mean, like I practically, after I joined, I practically lived there. And I guess just because of my karate background and everything, you know, I wound up having my first like school show match after only being there like a month. And there were people that had like 6 months or so and everything like that. And I was like genuinely like, Johnny, are you sure? I was like, you know, there's guys here that have been here longer than me. I don't want to piss somebody off. And he's like, they're not ready. You are. So fuck them. I was like, okay.
Yeah. Me too. Mine was a month too, but
I
was in the Battle Royal. He threw me in the Battle Royal. Yeah.
Yeah. I wound up having Willie, my first match as the opening contest. I wound up getting bloodied on the first 30 seconds.
Yeah, Willie.
No shit.
Hey, he was
How
bad.
he bust you?
It was actually not his fault. It was again lack of experience, and because remember we used to train, we never had the ring steps around. Johnny would put the ring steps there for the
Just
show.
for
And
show.
those ring steps were
But again, it was my
fucking-
first show,
Wooden
so I
ass,
didn't
them
know they were
heavy
going to be
ass
there.
footsteps.
So I'm going around doing the Gaga thing, and Willie comes out and gloms me from behind, and I stumble on the steps, and my freaking eyebrow hit the ring post. Wham! And of course, I'm
Nice.
wearing white. I'm wearing white tights. I look. He's got
Hard
me in a
way,
whole-
baby.
and I had freaking red spots all over my trunks and shit like that.
Good shit.
Oh man.
And he beat the piss.
Nice.
Like, I mean, we had a good match, but that was so marked up. But then again, Lou remembers I was so pale skin. I get marked.
Yeah,
it wasn't
anything.
it's just
Yeah.
my skin. I would always just get marked up, no
He
matter
looked
what.
like he looked like he was in a battle, like no matter what.
But the thing is, it's like it's just my skin. Like, nothing
Right.
really bad happened. It just I would get scratched up. Sometimes I come back, Lou go, "What the hell happened?" I said, "I don't know."
You motherfucker.
So who put the team together? Like, when did you guys decide on your own, or did some promoter put it together,
No.
It
or
happened
like
by
how'd that come
It
about?
happened completely by accident because it wasn't.
It's an
supposed to be me
accident.
originally.
Yeah, it wasn't supposed to be him. It was supposed to be me and Flex. And Flex he got his license, but he decided he basically like we
Oh,
even
that's
took
right, you
promo
wanted a
pictures.
license
No-show.
back then.
Yeah, we even took promo pictures and everything. And then like right before the show, he
Couldn't get in touch with
typical
his ass.
Flex fashion. It was poof. Now you see me, now you don't. He didn't do the show. I guess Johnny told him not to work good
Remember,
Frank
'cause
Goodman
Johnny didn't want
shows.
us. Johnny didn't want us to. Asshole. Johnny didn't want us doing indies much and everything like that. On our
Yeah,
own.
he wanted us working for him mostly. He didn't want
Yeah,
us
he
working
didn't-
indies.
he didn't
And he
want-
didn't really want us working for Frank Goodman at the
Goodman.
time.
Yeah.
So I needed we needed a partner. So I already had introduced Damian to Jack and all that. So we're like, fuck it, we'll just put you guys together, and it worked out great.
Before
Worked out.
Homicide? Was this before Homicide or after?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was
before.
before Homicide.
before.
Okay.
And it was funny because it was actually like it was like I was very grateful for Lou asking me to do it. Even I didn't care I was a backup because Johnny swore up and down I could never be a heel. He's like, "Oh, you can't be a heel." Da, da, da. And I mean, dude, I think once we started running, I took to it to like a fish in water. I was like, "Yeah, let's do
Pierce,
it."
what the hell are you talking about? We
Yeah.
always start at 8:00.
8 o'clock, Pierce.
He's on that Australian
Yeah,
time, man.
he's
That kangaroo time.
Podcast.
Yeah, so Johnny didn't think Damian could be a heel. Man, we went into USA Pro, and man, we lit it up.
Yeah, y'all went out there and did your
Nice.
thing.
Yeah,
I was front row all the time.
Yeah, and
We had
then
a good
Flex
time,
came
man.
back,
We had
and
a
Flex
good
was in the
time.
front row with
Yeah,
LowRyda.
me and Flex were front row at every show.
But
And then after a
yeah,
while, it was like, because there was like a lot of untrained guys, whatever, like that, like that got tossed our way, and we were like, it was like, oh well,
yeah.
we took care of him as best as possible, but
Boogaloo
also like,
stretched him.
the thing is, the gimmick we were doing, we always warned everybody, like, look, the gimmick we have is we're gonna be a little rough, we gotta be, it's like you can't have a gimmick like Natural Born Killers and come out and it's
Pierce.
like it doesn't look like, it was like, yo, it's gonna be rough.
Yeah, Pierce, we did do daylight savings time, so we jumped an hour ahead.
But
My
but
bad.
the thing with USA Pro 2 is at that time it was us, and then they had a lot of older
it was-
talent.
Yeah,
I remember you guys
actually, we
going
brought the
against,
Boogie Nights in, like Boogie Nights was like great for us.
You guys, I remember you guys wrestling against Mr. Puerto Rico and the new
Dynamite Kid. Well, remember that was only one time because they went over for the belts the first time,
Yeah, on
and
us.
then we went over to Mineola, and
Mhm.
then Mr. Puerto Rico just stopped
He
coming.
no show.
He
Yeah,
no
he
show.
He got upset because me and Flex were calling him lazy nipple.
Yeah.
So Dynamite had to come out and wrestle us in a
Were
handicap
were
match.
Frank's shows?
What?
Were these like the marathon shows, or was that like
No,
were
not
these the
yet.
marathon
This
shows
was
that
like
Frank would do, or is that like
This was
later?
pre-marathon.
Okay.
Because he
Oh,
still
fuck.
he was still
Wow.
booking legends. He was still
Yeah.
booking legends at
Yeah.
the time, and then
It wasn't
like,
all the ticket sellers like later
Yeah.
on.
so slowly, me and Damian worked our way up the card. So we pretty soon we were like semi-main event with the Boogie Nights, and even main eventing with the Boogie Nights, where like Frank is like, fuck. And this is the way I picture it. Frank was like, man, these younger guys are like they're hot and they're killing the house. So they're killing the shows for us. They're like, well, he started phasing out the legends and the older talent and started.
Yeah.
That's when you started to see like, because we were there before Loki, before Xavier, before
Yeah.
Nana. It was me and Damian and the Boogie Knights were the first ones in there, and then everybody started coming.
Yeah.
Homicide wasn't even wrestling in New York yet because he wasn't.
Remember, nobody wanted to book
Nobody
him.
wanted to book him in New York at that time.
Yeah.
He had a
That's true
bad
as well.
reputation.
Wow.
Yeah, he had a bad rep from the deathmatch shit and stuff like that. And
Yeah, hardcore shit.
the hardcore
Well,
stuff.
that was the thing. Like I told Jack because remember I knew Homicide longer than I knew you guys. I knew Homicide for a while already, and I had
Yeah.
trained with him a couple times. And I told Jack. Jack was like, "I'm thinking about bringing Homicide in, but I don't know, man." I says, "Jack, let him wrestle," and he says, "Really?" I says, "Let him wrestle. Trust me, he can fucking wrestle." He goes, "I don't." I said, "Let him wrestle," and then Jack let him wrestle. And went, "Holy shit!" I was like, "Yeah, I told you, fucking wrestle, man."
Yeah.
I says, "Homicide's one of the best fucking out there," but and Homicide D actually thanked me too because D was since anybody was booking D4 was the death matches. D was hurting like a lot back then. He was in a lot of
That
pain.
sounds fucking familiar. Fuck.
And D like actually thanked me. He's like, "Bro, thank you so much for telling Jack to like let me fucking wrestle because that's what I've been wanting to do is get back to the wrestling because he was hurting. He was in so much pain, and I'm just glad it worked out the way it did and everything."
Yeah, so it was me and him, the Boogie Knights. Then it was Joel Maximo and Chris Devine and Xavier
Yeah.
came in
Mhm.
afterwards.
And then we
And
had Kara and Judas Young.
Then Judas Young, and then other people started coming in. Then it started. The younger guys started Mike Cruel and
Yeah.
stuff like that. Then you started
Cruel
seeing
was
the younger
good.
guys.
Cruel
Cruel was awesome.
was good, man. Cruel
Yeah.
was good. He had his pops was so nice too. His pops
Yeah.
was like one of the nicest guys, man.
The bounty hunter. Well, he was the bounty hunter, right?
No,
Bounty
the
hunter. He was,
bodyguard for
such a
hire.
nice dude.
Bodyguard for hire. Yeah, bodyguard for
Bodyguard for
hire.
hire. But he's such
Yeah.
a nice dude. He's such
Yeah,
a
he
nice
was.
fucking dude.
His mom was nice too.
Yeah.
No family.
Man,
But
and then it was funny because like then we
Yeah,
just
so-
started like doing whatever we want. And then Goodman books us with the Baldies, and of course, we knew Angel, and we were cool with them.
Mhm.
And then Frank got hot at us because you booked us against the Baldies. What did you think was gonna happen? So like we spent the first half of the match, we spent fighting all over the whole building and everything like that. And he's like yelling at us, "Get in the ring, get in the ring, get in the ring." And do you think we were listening? Nope. And then finally we spilled back over to the ring and everything like that. And then we did the second half. And then I don't remember, Boog. I meant to ask you, well, all the tag teams running in, was that told to us, or was that just like a thing that happened and it was like, what the fuck?
What's
We
that?
just started throwing everybody else.
One was
Remember the end of us working the Baldies, the first one? Like, did we know about that, or he just sent guys out and we just started tossing them all over?
I don't remember. Be honest with you.
I don't know what
Neither
the
do I.
fuck
'Cause
you're
I don't
talking
remember
Yeah.
him telling us that was going to happen. And it was like we just started. It was us and the Baldies, and all of a sudden just throwing everybody all over the place.
Don't,
I
don't,
remember-
don't,
about, bro. Yeah, my crew was.
don't air Mega's comments. We don't need him intruding on our show.
I remember the second one where we wound up doing an elimination match with them, where like because the Vito was like, oh, we can't put them over because we're on TNN.
Yeah.
Like because Frank wanted them to put us over, and he was like, "Oh, Angel don't give a fuck." Angel's like, "Whatever," and then he's like, "Well, we can't do it because we're on TNN." So then Frank comes up with the idea to do it elimination style. So I think they eliminated Damian, I eliminated DeVito, and then Angel eliminated me, and that's how that match went.
Yeah.
But I mean, we always had fun with the ball.
Oh, hell yeah. Angel always like to play around too. Angel always like to fucking play around. This shit was funny.
How long did you guys team for?
Almost 3 years?
Almost 3 years, yeah.
Almost
3 years. Yeah, 3 years. And then we split up. We both had singles runs, and then I went into it with Homicide because Homicide was hurt. So my damn moth asked me if I would team with Homicide because Homicide was having knee trouble.
That was the Sinners, right?
Right, Natural Born Sinners.
And then is that where you did the Disturbed gimmick, or did you do something else before that?
No, Simply the Best.
I was Simply the Best for a little while, and then I transitioned over to the Disturbed because I just needed a change.
I was gonna say, yeah, what sparked? Because that's how I met you. Was the Disturbed Damian Dragon, Marilyn Manson with that goddamn 35-second entrance.
It first spawned. It's funny. I was because I had teamed with Stryker for a little while.
Yes.
And then we
Simply
split up.
Striking, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
And we split up
That
in
was a
USA
good dope
Pro.
ass name.
That was a
That was-
great name.
that
I
was a
know it was
great
great.
name.
I know it was
Yeah.
a great fucking name. So we split up in USA Pro, and we had already been feuding, and Matt was the heel. But the thing is, the same crowd that went to USA Pro also went to ICW. So it was like they knew. So we worked the next week, literally ICW as a tag team. But mind you, we had already done our deal. So then we swerved it where I turned heel on him. But I was like, I really need to make a change because I was kind of like floundering. I was like this at this loss. I had a lot of personal things going on in my fucking head. And that's fine. And I was like, all right, I need to, it's time to change. It's time to reinvent myself. I got to do something. And I was in the house working on some artwork, and I had a movie playing in the background. It was House on Haunted Hill. And Sweet Dreams plays in the movie. And I heard the song and I went, And I started listening to it. I started thinking it. So then I kind of started toying with the idea of this Disturbed character. And when I worked Striker at the Elks Lodge and came out completely different, it was kind of cool, but it wasn't refined yet. And it wasn't until Foxy and I got together, like literally sitting down with like paper and pen and really fleshing it out in terms of like look, but also, look stylistically, but also a big help to us that helped us a lot psychology wise was Simon Diamond. That's what we call the JCW early years of JCW, the Diamond years, because Simon had the book, and Simon like really helped us with our psychology a lot, and everything like that. But also like helped us. He gave us like a kind of a method that he taught to Dawn Marie as well, how to like really develop your gimmick to where he's like that's the thing. You can't think of it as just this thing that you walk out and do. He's like it has to be a living, breathing entity. What's their favorite color? What's their favorite food? Like he's like that, like to that level. Like it has to be a real fleshed out person, and then you'll really get an understanding of it. And that's how she and I refined Disturbed Dreams and everything like that, and came with it and everything like that. And then what sucks is then because if you're not on TV and somebody pops up on TV doing what you've already been doing for a long time, they're not copying you, you're copying them.
Yep.
So when WWE launched their ECW, they had this guy. They had their goth duo.
Thorn, right? Thorn.
Yeah,
Thorn
and what's her name?
Oh, the vampire gimmick.
Yeah, the vampire gimmick.
What's her name?
Watching
Shelly Martinez.
Shelly Martinez, and all of a sudden, everybody's lighting up our phone and text messages, and they're like, "Oh, didn't know you guys were in ECW." We're like, "What the fuck?" And yeah, like if you remember Boogie Watch, they took the entrance, the cane, like everything we did, they did. So that's when we converted over to like wearing white, like goth wearing white and everything like that. So it was like we had to change.
And he did it too, right? Didn't he do white also?
No,
he
was Mordecai. Yeah.
Yeah, he was Mordecai in white. Yeah.
But yeah, so like they did the whole thing, and they went. And the thing is, we know who snagged the idea when they seen us. It was Tommy Dreamer. Because remember, Tommy was at the NWC show.
Yeah,
he was working. Remember behind the scenes for ECW.
That's right. Yeah,
sudden, like, a week or two later, what we were doing was suddenly on TV, and I was like, "Son of a bitch!"
Yeah, a lot of shit gets
happened regularly.
Oh yeah, it happened a lot. It happened a whole lot. I know a lot of people. You see it all the time. I mean, this kid, Austin Theory, he's doing this indie workers gimmick that I've seen him do for years as well.
Yeah, this is what it is. Yep. Exactly.
They got TV, we don't.
Exactly.
Yeah. But you flipped it again though. I remember you flipping it again and doing the Clockwork Orange.
Yeah, like I was always trying to find a different way.
Which I like that one. I really like that.
The Clockwork Orange one was one of my favorite ones. That one was really, really one of my favorites. And then like I did a couple of spot ones here and there where it got like really like fucking like demented, like Homicidal Maniac Asylum demented. Like I had like this cut shirt that had blood splatters all over it and everything like that. I used to have like different sayings on the back and shit like that. And I would just speak random shit and do random shit.
It was like an Ultimate Warrior promo.
Oh, it was like so. I would just say really weird random shit, but it was like it would work. Or like people, how you put them in the wrist lock, you do a little nip up spot. I would do the nip up, but I would keep going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, and I would tell them, "Let go of my hand," and they like, and I would keep going without anybody holding my wrist, and I kept nipping. Like I would just do like
It's
weird
what we see.
shit.
What's that Flip Gordon do now?
Yeah, I mean, I would
Does it?
roll out and like I would just do all sorts of weird shit. I had one where I took the stuff off, and as I'm doing it, I'm putting it on the referee. They were like that, and I kind of switched spots with him, and I became the referee, and I said, "Okay, ring the bell," and he was like I would just like, I started just having a lot of fun with it and everything.
Hey,
Yeah,
D,
no, I haven't
that-
spoken to him in years. He sends us text messages every holiday, and I send him a text message back.
Hey, so tell the story about Boston.
I'm guessing that's the Musketeer.
Yes,
yeah.
the Musketeer.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
so Johnny gets us this show up in Boston, and everything like that. So it's me, Boogie, Sweet Bobby G, Clarence, Johnny, Flex, and
Bobby G.
Roger.
And
Now the thing
Nana.
is, Roger lived
Bobby
in
G and Nana.
Connecticut. Oh yeah, Nana. Roger lived in Connecticut, so all of us in New York had to pile into Clarence's SUV.
Which we all had cars, and Connecticut was like a
But
2-hour
no,
drive.
Johnny wanted us all to travel together.
Teach us a lesson.
Teach us a lesson.
He had a lesson for everything.
Yeah, so Johnny's thing was Johnny always used to book Boogaloo and I as Mexican wrestler luchadors and everything like that.
The cruiserweight.
We got to travel like Mexicans that day. They put all the bags in. Everybody's got seats. So Boogie and I
He had like a Ford Explorer, right?
yeah, he had a Ford. So Boogie and I like, where the fuck are we gonna sit? Now he had the old Ford Explorer with like the back tire, like when you in the back with it, like the metal is in the trunk over the tires.
Yeah.
So Johnny's like, okay, get in. Boogie go, what? Get in. We had to get in and crisscross. He's laying on one tire hood. I'm laying on the other one, and we're crisscross
Facing each other. Facing each other.
crisscross, riding from Howard Beach all the way to Connecticut till we meet Roger. And then on top, it's raining and everything that day. And
It was
Johnny's
snowing.
Johnny's an old school driver. There's no such thing as slow. He's driving fast, but still, it was just like we're cramped and everything like
But
that.
the
So
shit was we couldn't talk to nobody because the bags were there.
all the way up.
So it was just you guys staring at each other.
Us staring at each other. We had the back window here, us staring at each other, the bags here, and then everybody was there.
I mean, that's amazing. An amazing rib, but fuck.
But I mean, it should piss me off too because, like, we all had to go to Howard Beach. So Damian had to go from Brooklyn because you were still living in Brooklyn at the time, right?
No, luckily that's when I was in Woodhaven, so I just had to go
Woodhaven.
straight up.
So he had to come up with. He had to go down to Howard Beach. Me, Flex. Well, Flex had to come from the Bronx.
Yeah,
And then me and Bobby meet each other, and Flex, we had to take the bus down to Howard
Yes,
Beach.
it is, Angel. Yes, it is.
Then fucking and then and then Nana had to go there too. Nana's coming from Brooklyn. We all had to meet in that off the side of the highway at Howard.
Right off the side of the highway, yeah,
the conduit, right?
yeah, because it was
Which
like
made no sense. Which made
'cause
no
he wanted
sense
to
because
exit
we
off
still
and
had
get right back on.
because we still had to go by my house to get on because we're going the highway that way. But that was the lesson.
That was so we ride all the way. We meet Roger. So Boogie and I are finally like, oh, we're stretching there, like, oh, God damn it. Now we still got to go all the way to Boston.
So who
We
was
gotta
in the
go to
car?
Connecticut
It
to
was
Boston
me, you.
still.
Who was it? Me, you, Flex, and Roger, right?
Me, you, Flex, and Roger, and Bobby was
car.
Bobby was in the SUV.
And his car had no heat.
His car had no heat, man. It was fucking freezing. And it was a raining day and everything like that. So we finally get
snowing,
there. We get
dude.
to the building. Nice building and everything like that. Killer Kowalski was there. We met Killer Kowalski and shit. It was fucking cool.
His
So
guys. were
Johnny
there,
books this tag match. He books
Me and
it's you
Flex.
and Flex with Bobby as your manager, if I remember
Right.
correctly, right?
Yeah.
And then it's me. So we look very modern. Like my gear, the gear I designed looked like Jerry Lynn's old vinyl pants, but I had fire and everything like that, like the
Okay,
slightly
okay.
baggy style. And I had everything. And then Roger's got the Musketeer gimmick. So it's like so then I kind of feel bad for him because I'm like thinking of the Sesame Street song. One of these things just doesn't belong here. It's just like, and the crowd like did not resonate with Roger, and again because he looks so out of place.
He's throwing candy to the crowd. They're throwing it back.
Oh yeah, you throw candy.
No, it's like
probably
every
back at
time
him.
though. I
Like,
feel
oh,
like he would throw fucking Three Musketeers candy out, and half the time people would throw the shit back.
And so we have in this match, and
That's
every
my
time,
favorite.
like every time we're mixing it up, crowd's into it. Every time Roger gets in and takes heat or whatever, it's not going well. I think you and Roger just did not have chemistry that night. Like, you
Yeah,
guys-
he wasn't listening, right? So
Yeah,
finally,
and
I grab him. I just grab him
throw him
and
in.
I throw him across the ring, and I'm like, "Fucking tag Damian in," right? So he goes and he flies into the corner where Damian was. Doesn't
And
tag
runs back
Damian,
at Lou and
runs
throws him
out
a drop
and hits me with a drop kick, then tags out. So then we get the match going the way it was supposed to go, whatever, blah blah blah. I think you guys
He
went
was
over.
hot.
You guys went over. I mean, it was good finish.
He was after we went over and the match, he was kind of happy with it, and they're like, "That's we're riding back." And he's like, "Oh, the match was good." And all this stuff. Like, yeah, Roger. And every time Roger got out of the thing, "You suck." You suck.
Yeah, he would have to get out the car because he left something in his bag. Or anytime we would stop the car, he'd get out the car and we're like, "You fucking suck, Roger. You fucking suck." Everybody, all three of us would say, "You fucking suck." And then finally, like, I go, "Yo, Roger." He was outside the car. I go, "Yo, Roger." He goes, "Yeah, what's up?" So I was like, he fucking heard us the whole time saying he fucking suck.
I think he heard
That's
us.
amazing.
But the funny
Also,
shit was,
amazing.
Also, we learned that entire ride and day. We also learned Boogaloo's affinitive love for Celine Dion's "That's the Way It Is."
that's the way it is. Which
Remember that
one
song
was
that she did? That's the way he did. For some, that was like one of. Remember when the radio
It was on the radio all the time, right?
Yeah, it's like one of those songs on the
Yeah.
radio all the time. So they played it so much. So every time it came up, like she would do the chorus, and Boogaloo goes, "That's the way it is." Like the whole ride.
That one, and remember the other one, like "Kiss Me Beneath the Pale Moon." Yeah, but Letters to Cleo, I think it was, right?
Yeah.
Anyways, another thing like that we popped fucking Albert that night, Prince Albert, because he
Oh,
was
yeah.
there. He was there, right? And like we were waiting to leave, but we were all riding together and we just worked each other. So fucking Roger walks by us. We're in the staircase. Fucking Flex goes to Roger. He goes, "Hey Roger, where's the car?" He goes, "Come on, guys, kayfabe." And fucking Flex just looks at me and he looks at Roger. He goes, "Kayfabe this," and he crotch chopped himself. and fucking Albert lost his shit. He goes, "Oh, kayfabe this, excellent."
Because at that time, Flex was already done. Flex was like so done with the day and the night. He's
Yeah,
like,
it was
"I'm
such
fucking
a
done."
shitty fucking day, man. Yeah.
Got a good payday
That's
that one though.
Amazing.
Oh yeah, that was a good pay. That was for Mike Sparta,
Mike,
WWA.
he had a good payday that one.
WWA.
good payday, that one.
Good people on that show too.
So Johnny ain't take a big cut, huh?
Probably did, but we still got a decent one.
Yeah, we actually
Okay.
got the money from Johnny, so yeah.
Yeah. So you might have lost out on a little.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe, but
Gotta get his cut.
it was still pretty good.
Shit. Hey,
But,
Damian, any funny stories you got, man?
I actually have a question I want to know because there's a promo that Damian did with Scampy. I think it was Warriors. And I remember seeing it, and I watched it like 4 or 5 times because it's just so Scampy. I think you just won some title. I want to say it was the heavyweight.
Yeah.
And and I think Scampy was macking it with like 2 girls or 3 girls.
Oh,
and
the backstage promo.
You start cutting it, and he's just like busy, and you're like, okay. And then you kept going back. He's like, "I'm busy," and you're like, 3, really? And like, it was just such a real life shoot thing because I know Scampy.
He's got 3 girls. He's got 3 girls, and I'm doing my shtick because I worked Steve Carino that night and everything like that. And it was like so I'm like all hyper and everything like that, and I'm like, "Wait, 3, really?" And I grab Foxy and I throw her in and go, "God damn it, share." And she looks at one of the girls. She goes, "I like you." And she grabs the other girl, and now he's got 2. She's got 1. So it's like, it was like
It was so ridiculous, but it was like as real as Scampy could ever be.
Oh no, dude! I got so Scampy, and Foxy eventually created Team Zero, which is basically us just being us. Because Boogie knows we used to hang out fucking like crazy too, and be real dorks and nerds and Comic-Con and all that shit. So we were like, we're like the outcast nerds anyway. So let's do our own fucking thing. So Scampy came up with, we had the greatest fucking entrance music. We had a heavy metal version of Sexy Back that was used to done by Justin Timberlake. So it's like, I'm bringing sexy back. It was like this big heavy metal version and everything like that. So the first time I'm behind the curtain when we're getting ready to go out, and Scampy started wearing the black biker tights. Now, anybody knows Scampy was gifted. Baby's arm holding an apple, gifted. So, like, we're behind the curtain at Warriors. We're getting ready to go out, do this thing. And I'm like watching Scampy move his arms. Like, what the fuck is he doing? He's doing this deal. I'm like, what are you doing? He goes, I'm warming it up, man. It's got to look presentable. He goes, I'm ugly. This is the only thing I got. I'm like, oh, God. I'm like, okay.
That is him.
Campy.
So then him and I, we have a tag match up in Boston. It's actually on YouTube. This ring was high, too. It was a high-ass fucking ring. But Scampy and I just used to do dumb shit to kind of get ready to get into the match and everything like that. So the song was playing, so we're in the back doing it. And, like, the locker room people, like the workers, are looking at us like we're weirdos, but the guys that booked us knew us from other shows and everything like that. And they goes, that's just their stick. Trust me, they'll be fine when they get out. That's how they kind of get out. But we're like dancing in the back, and then we finally just go run it. It was like fucking hilarious. Traveling with Scampy though, like Scampy actually saved my ass too. One match, we were working these jack juiced up like German twin brothers. They were doing like a German, sure, I can't remember their names for the life of me. They came out to do Haas. How original, right? You're doing a German gimmick and you're coming out to do Haas. Very, very, very fucking original. And they had a noose. They had a noose gimmick and everything like that. And
never go right with a noose.
Yeah. And Scampy, Scampy again, like you guys had mentioned, Scampy was a fucking genius. Regardless of how crazy he was a genius. New random shit, whatever like that. And so I had just gotten like my piercing done over here, and I was like, look, man, I don't give a fuck about anything else. Just do me a favor. Just don't punch me in the ear, because it just fucking got done. So we get in there. We're doing the match. Guess what the one fucking twin does? Right in the fucking ear. Wham! My fucking ear is gushing.
Well, of course.
So now Scampy and I are like, we don't give a fuck how juiced up these motherfuckers are. Fuck this. So we started just doing our thing or whatever like that and running circles around them. And I think the finish was for them to get DQ'd. So the DQ gimmick is, they glom out Scampy, they put me in a noose, they go to hang me fucking over. They didn't gimmick the fucking noose. And because Scampy was yelling at them afterwards, because they did a legitimate noose. Now, the more rings you put around the noose, the looser it is. They did a legitimate noose. We looked it up. They looked it up how to make one. As opposed to looking at how to make up a gimmick one, not a real one. So when they slung me over, like, even though my fingers were in there, that shit went whack, like fucking boom. And they're fucking, and now I'm legitimately stuck. So Scampy, with them big ass engineer hands comes in, wham, wham, he fucking cleans house on him and all like that. Balls was getting ready to come out and fuck them up because we were cool with Balls. Like, but once he saw he had the situation under control, whatever like that, we were okay. But we get to the back and we start reaming these guys. Like, yo, what the fuck? Like, what the fuck? Well, the champion's telling us, what the fuck with the noose? You guys didn't know how to gimmick. Well, we looked it up. It's like, you dumbass. Scampy, don't give a shit. Yeah, man, that shit turned into fucking crazy ass fucking debacle. But he saved my ass on that one. Almost got my neck snapped.
He was like freakishly strong too. Like Scampy.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if he really worked out, but that dude had like fucking just
it was
like
his job,
inhuman strength.
Being an engineer and all that shit that he was doing. His hands were like,
he did have big ass hands. Yeah,
he had big ass hands. His hands were so big and fucking rough, man. Like from his job naturally, but like to this day, my jaw still clicks and occasionally unhinges because of that motherfucker. We had that one match in NYWC, and he goes to hit me, and he said sorry before he hit me, and he hit me right in the jaw, and I went,
You ran into his fist, bro.
Oh.
Huh?
You ran into his fist.
Yeah, completely. From sitting still on the ropes.
Yeah, it is awesome. P.S. Hey, Char, you got any funny Damian stories?
Oh man, funny Damian stories. Oh,
our oddball that we made in Johnny's, that weird ass oddball group we had.
Hey, Damian, remember? I don't know if you might not even remember. What was it like? I think you and your wife were your ex-wife were going through a divorce. or
We
whatnot.
were
Or going,
boyfriend,
y'all were having
girlfriend. We were never married.
whatever. Y'all were going through issues.
I didn't
whatever.
know you. I always
You
thought
guys
you were
were never
married.
married?
No, we don't know. We weren't married.
Oh, I thought you were married. Okay.
But I remember like I remember we had to pick we went and we had to pick you up, right?
Oh, God.
This wasn't the story I thought you were gonna go with, Chung. But okay,
That wasn't the
Hey, so check this shit out, right? So
this is great.
Damian got bagged out there, right? And doing some dirt. So he's like, yo, I need to fucking go. He called
He told me before. He called me a couple hours before. He goes, "Hey Lou," I go, "What's up?" Because he's my boy. I'll cover for him. He'd cover for me if he had to. He goes, if anybody asks, I was with you. He goes, anybody asks, I was with you. I go, everything okay? He goes, yeah. I go, where? He goes, just if anybody asks. I go, all right, no problem. He didn't tell me the logistics of what was going on. Go ahead, Sean.
Yeah.
So a couple hours go by, I guess. Damian calls. It's me, Louis, Flex, and
everybody
Keita.
was because on the
Bobby
weekend,
too,
everybody
right? Wasn't Bobby there too?
Yeah,
he came later on.
Yeah. So,
But
bro,
everybody would be at my
weekend
house on the weekend.
We would have a fucking like we'd all sit around playing N64. Fucking like WrestleMania 2000.
Best game ever, man.
Yeah, we be sitting around playing that shit and the WCW NWO one all day, bro. Like
making characters.
At least
it was
6, 7 of us
crazy.
At the crib, just drinking beers and playing video games. But
hey, if there was no show to work, that was the best.
Yeah, exactly. So Damian calls Louis. He's like, "Hey, I need you to pick me up." So Louis is like, "What's up?" So he's like, I gotta go. So Louis is like, "All right, hey." So Louis is like, "Hey guys, I gotta go pick Damian up." So we're like, "What happened?" So
I was like, I don't know. So I left him at the crib and I go pick Damian up.
So he leaves. He comes back. He goes, "I don't know," but he told me I got to cover for him if anybody calls me. So he's like, "I don't know." So he gets back. Damian's fucking upset because him and his girl got into it or whatnot. So
no, okay. This is what happened.
Go ahead. Finish.
Hey, this has fucking Me Too all over it, so this needs to go.
No, it's not a Me Too.
No.
This is just him. It's just him.
The Damian story.
So Damian and her had a little alternate lifestyle where, like, they were kind of free. It was okay. To bring somebody else in. They were gonna. Well, I don't think that you guys haven't done it yet. You were gonna try it, right?
Yeah, and but apparently,
but he meets this girl online,
and
they start talking.
I got.
They start talking. And it's like, hey, he's like, all right, well, me and my girl. She goes, well, I just want to meet you. He goes, oh, right. He was like, okay, well, we'll meet at the Elks Lodge on Queens Boulevard. So he goes to meet her at the Elks Lodge. He's waiting. And who walks up? His girlfriend walks up. And she goes, hey, what are you doing here? He goes, nothing. I'm waiting for Lou. And she's like, what are you doing here? He's like, I'm waiting for Lou. And she goes, Damian, I know what you're doing here. I'm the girl. So she set him up. It was like entrapment.
Yeah. The funny thing is, after I blew it off first and left it alone, she kept going. I was like, all right,
but you got me. Fucking guy. So he got caught out there. So I pick him up. He was upset, he'll do right. He fucked up. But she kind of tried. She tried to trap him.
Like Boogie never because after I put it all out there to them, they were like, "Yo, she basically still trapped you." Like, because Boogie was like, "Dude, after you said no, she should have just left it alone, as opposed to coming back 30 minutes, 45 minutes, an hour later, and starting again." Like, you said no, that was it. Leave it alone.
Yeah. So then, fucking like Flex. Go ahead, Johnny. Go ahead.
So Flex is like, "Hey, man, why didn't you just tell her it wasn't me?"
At the time, Shaggy's song had just come out.
Song at the time.
So he's like, it wasn't me. So anytime that song came on, anytime that song would come on, we would just laugh because like, hey, it wasn't me.
All night long, fucking Flex was like, hey, Damian, why don't you just say you should just go home? Say it wasn't you.
Was what it was.
He said, "Damn it." Angel says, "Damn it, you should have just said it was Colonel Mustard in the library."
But yeah, I remember that. That was a quality.
I'm happy, but like I'll attest to it too. Like back then, like when
we were young, dude.
When Boogie and I were riding, again, we were talking about the we were at the peak of the golden era of indies because wrestling was hot on TV. Like a 1,000 person house was considered a small house. Let's put it that way.
It's crazy, man.
Yeah, like that's the shows we were doing. And sometimes Boogie and I would have like one show, two show, and all of a sudden we get called late Thursday or late Saturday or even Sunday morning. Hey, what are you guys doing? It's like, yo, we got something. So we wanted to work in 3 days or whatever. And, we were doing really good. And the fruits were plentiful at that time because it was like there were women going to shows that weren't even wrestling fans. They just wanted to. It was like being rock star. It was when people tell you it was like being a rock star back then. It was like being a fucking rock star back then.
And I was a svelte Boogaloo. I was felt and I wore the singlet.
But like, it was what it was, man. And then at the time, we were young. At the height of the thing.
Dude, never meet you.
I don't know. Why is she texting me this? Isn't she in the same house as you? She should be yelling
upstairs.
at me.
No, she's upstairs.
Okay.
She's never heard this story, Damian? Never heard okay.
Oh, yeah. Oh, Boogie, you don't know the story. It gets better. It gets better.
Go, do tell.
Me and the ex are living together, but we're separated.
Right.
We're not together. We're living together.
Because you guys just got that house.
Yeah. So we're living together, but nothing's going on, whatever like that. I'm like, I just wasn't like, she was 5 years older than me, so she was ready for everything else. I was still about 26, 27.
No, we were younger than that. What are you talking about?
You're
talking about right after this
25.
incident? You talking
around there. So I was about 25. So we're riding the road, again, wrestling's hot. We're booked every weekend for more than one show. We're working like 2-3 shows a weekend. We're at Johnny's all day, all this stuff and everything like that. So that's when Boogie and I, eventually, I see Foxy, and everything like that.
Oh yeah.
And everything. So that goes around. But then I hadn't seen Foxy for like a year. And then I got booked for JCW here in Jersey. And just on a whim, she was supposed to go do Ring Crew in Connecticut. She decided not to go. But she knew there was a show local to her, so she went there. And now, mind you, we hadn't seen each other in a year. Because the last time I spoke to her or whatever like that was the Mineola show when she came with Frankie Stars.
Right.
And everything. So I spoke to her like briefly there, and we hadn't seen each other for a year. So then she comes in, she's like, hey, like we were long lost
Is that
friends.
dude still alive?
Huh?
Frankie Star's still alive?
I don't know. I don't give a fuck.
That guy's a dick. Yeah, he's a dick.
Because I got a funny story with him that it revolves around this Foxy thing too. But so we hooked up from there, whatever the case may be. So I had sent her flowers, and then Sylvia finds out, and then of course then that's when I was like, all right, get the fuck out, whatever like that. I was like, all right, you know what, whatever, fine. And the thing is, it wasn't like I told Foxy like the situation. I was like, look, I'm living with my
Sylvia's credit card to send her flowers.
No. I paid cash because we were making money on the indies.
Yeah, that would have been the ultimate heel move.
Yeah, I'm gonna give you cash for this. I used your credit card.
But
1-800 flowers.
So she and I are already dating, but somehow she finds Foxy's phone number. So Sylvia decides to call Foxy. She's out working at one of her school's TV tapings at ECPW. So she calls Foxy, telling her all this, like Naza, oh, he's into this and that and that and this. She's like, oh yeah, thanks for warning me and everything like that. She calls me up. Foxy calls me up right afterwards, laughing her ass off. Your crazy ass ex just fucking called me and told me all this shit about you. As whatever.
Unbelievable.
And then Frankie Stars quickly tried to get Frankie Stars into the mix. So remember, we were doing those USA. We started doing those USA Pro shows out of the Firehouse. I forgot what part.
Franklin Square.
Franklin Square. That place is fucking awesome.
This is after I had started doing the Disturbed gimmick. So she and I are dating already, and she was really good friends at the time with Becky Bayless, and Becky was on the show. So Becky had just got off the phone with her, as did I. And Becky was like, hey, I'm heading to Foxy's house after here. You want to just fucking go? I was like, bet. Yeah. So it's like, I'm not going to fucking hang out for marathon night at USA Pro. Fuck that. So we do the deal, and we shoot over to Foxy's and everything like that.
Thank you, sir.
We shoot over here. We come over here. But then Frankie Stars, I don't know what it was, like a week later, a month later, whatever, like that. I guess after hearing, we were dating or whatever, brings up that show night. He goes, "Oh yeah, I know you're dating Damian and everything like that, but that show over here, yeah, he was in like the parking lot making out with some girl and blah blah blah." She was, "Oh really,
After the show?
She's like, "What show? Oh, that one, really?" Oh, she's like, "Oh, you mean the one that him and Becky Bayless came to right after he worked to my house? He was here when you're saying he was over there." And then that turned into when Jack booked him at USA Pro, and we hung him over the rope, and I legitimately speed bumped his forehead on a shoot because I told Jack about it. So he's like, "All right, we're gonna get it." And so that was me, Tom Marquez, and Jack, and everything like that. And I freaking took him over, and I freaking pulled his head back, and I'm like whacking him in the forehead, punching the shit out of him.
Fuck it, shoot.
And I rarely did that. I rarely ever did that with people. But
hey, you know what else was another quality Damian story? Remember,
okay, this is it. This is the story I think you're gonna tell.
This is like the first time I ever seen you get pissed off in my whole fucking years of knowing Damian,
which is rare. I rarely got pissed.
So we're at Gleason's, right? We're training, and Eric Adams, he fucking comes up. I'm trying to remember what he did. I think he tried to power bomb you, right, or some shit.
What it was is about a few weeks prior or whatever like that. Boogie was there. He gave me some weird sit out shit, and he fucked up my neck and Boogie and I were like, we were teaming at the time.
We're already doing shows.
We're already doing shows, and he fucked up my neck. And at the time, again, indie scene was hot, so that was my bread and butter. Like Boogie and I, we were making decent dollar and everything like that. We were making decent money, and we were selling T-shirts like a motherfucker. Like we had the Natural Born Killer shirt. We could never hold on to them. Them shit sold like crazy.
I'm trying to remember what the fuck he did though. He was trying to do something. I remember
trying to do something. Yeah, and
he was trying to power bomb him or something.
Damian like popped out of it, and Damian's like, "What the fuck, man?" He's like, "Yo, what the fuck, man?"
Damian drop kicked him, like drop kicking, like
right in the mouth, right in the mouth.
And dude was kind of like selling it. Like he staggered back, stood there. Damian dropped kicked him again, and Damian's like, "What the fuck, man?" So then he's like, "Listen, man, I'm trying to remember exactly what the fuck happened." Exactly.
No, he's trying to stare Damian down. Yeah, like Damian's yelling at him. He's trying to stare him down.
Damian told him, "Get the fuck out the ring." Remember?
Get the fuck out the ring.
You said tag out,
staring at me.
The ring. And
I literally told Flex died laughing because again,
take your fucking eyeballs off of me. Take your fucking eyeballs off of me.
Take your fucking eyeballs off.
I'll rip your fucking eyeballs out of your head.
Yeah, I said, rip the fuck out of your head. I turned to my dad.
Rip the fuck out your head, man. And everybody's like, holy shit.
See, the thing was, when he had Damian up in the air, I was ready to lay his ass out. But Damian got out. I was like creeping in to lay him out, but Damian got out. And then that's what so after it was all done, they was like, "Yeah, I saw you coming in."
Yeah, Eric Adams was wild.
I later found out why he was doing what he was doing, though. Remember, he used to come to the gym with that girl Teresa. She was like mad cool. She kind of looked a little.
Yeah, she was the redhead.
She was super cool.
Yeah,
and everything like that. And she and I just used to bullshit and talk and everything like that because she was just cool, and we used to bullshit, talk, whatever like that. But apparently, like. He had a little thing for her.
Crush on her. Yeah, he did.
But she never reciprocated the feelings.
Oh, so she was into she had a crush on the dragon?
Maybe. I don't know.
She was just cool. You remember she was just
cool.
She talked to all of us.
She talked to all of us.
Hanging out with them
I don't know.
At the castle.
Well, he got hot. He got hot because she would always like come and talk to me and everything like that. And then like the one that like really tipped him over was like, she kind of came dressed nice one day and like right away she was talking to me like the whole time. And I think it just and the thing is, she was cool. She was just a cool person. I'm still friends with Teresa on Facebook. I think she just got married.
Oh shit! Good for her.
Yeah, but yeah, that was like
good. She's in like I think she's in like production or something like that. She's doing really good.
Damn.
But yeah, he got all hot and bent over some shit. It's like, bro, like she and I were just cool. Like, like she used to talk to you as much as she talked to me, man. It's like she was cool with everybody.
Yep.
She didn't just come as like a wrestling fan. She just came to hang out, and she wanted being cool with all of us and being a friend.
Yeah, you've also had some interesting roommates. The Pit Dog.
Oh, the pit dog thing. Yeah.
Pit
that was
dog.
interesting.
You were
How's-
roommates with him?
Yeah, for
Yeah.
a little bit.
We were roommates for a little while because after me and the ex split the first time.
Really?
Yeah,
I,
Damian.
I
And
remember.
then actually it was funny because while I was living together with Pit Dog and everything like that, that's when I first approached Foxy at the Mineola show and everything like that. And I shit you not, this is a true story. If Pitbull was here, he would attest to this story. I finished talking to her, she was getting ready to go, whatever like that. And I go to Pit Dog and I says, yo, I says, you see that girl over there? He says, yeah. I says, one day I'm gonna marry her. I said, that's gonna be my wife.
No shit.
And here we
Called
are.
it.
Look at that.
You call your shot, bro.
Yeah, man.
And the thing is, Boogie, I don't know what it was, but like, I also had the shittiest confidence. I don't know where it came from. It really don't. The shittiest fucking
I don't
confidence.
get it either.
It's because Boogie called dibs. He had to jump on that shit.
Yeah. No, he called dibs.
I called
didn't-
dibs. I called dibs.
That's what I'm saying.
That was the best I
Oh,
had.
that's right. That's right.
And the thing is, like, because the thing is, I knew if I let Boogie get to talk before I did, I was done. I was done.
Louis had hella game.
Yeah, I had game, bro. Like Parker.
That's what I was like.
Brothers.
I kid you not. It was like kids. Like it was like kids and dibs. I was like, I had like do it quick. I was like,
I
damn,
was like, damn. we would into some like we would just do weird shit. That's why it was like dibs. Fuck. All right. I'm walking away.
Boogaloo almost separated his shoulder going to a show once driving. Remember we were on the BQE, and I think I was in Bob. You had the van. You had that old silver van or whatever it was. You had the van.
Yeah.
So we're throwing shit at each other.
Oh yeah. You were with me though.
No, I was in the other car because I saw you do it.
Okay.
And we're throwing shit at each other. So Boogaloo, for some reason, had a fucking saw.
I don't know why I had a saw.
Because
Like a
handsaw.
because
Yeah,
that
like a
probably
handsaw.
was
Like
doing
a handsaw, like a fucking hacksaw.
No,
Yeah.
like a regular
Ha-
fucking
hands
saw. Like for some
Yeah.
fucking reason, he had a saw in his van. So he goes and sticks his arm out like he's gonna do it at us, but he's driving and the wind catches it, and they're like, he like yanks his arm. Oh, he pulls it. Oh shit, never mind.
Oh fuck.
Yeah, we used to do some silly shit, throwing shit at each other
Throwing
while
shit at-
driving.
Oh, like stop at a red light and fucking get out. Roll with smack.
Bro, I remember like
red light smacks.
who was it? I was driving and they had a thing of water and they threw it at the car, right? And
Yeah.
the water all got all over the car. Then somebody took baby powder and
Powder all over the windshield.
stupid shit. Like you think about it now, you could have got arrested for silly shit on the highway.
Bro, when I was going to the
And then we
gathering
had
with
the big-ass
Juggalos,
car
that shit
accident
happened.
on the Manhattan side of the
Oh,
Brooklyn Bridge
yes.
with Johnny. Or we're going to the show with
When,
Johnny.
when Louis ran to Opie.
Yeah,
Oh
that
my
was-
god.
yeah.
We're all trying to follow
And
Johnny's
Damian was
fucking
like,
caddy.
"I'm
Again,
out."
never follow an old school driver. Ever. Johnny's on the fucking Brooklyn Bridge doing this. Like,
Yeah,
like,
zipping in and out of fucking
zipping
traffic.
in and out and everything like that. We got to come all the way to Little Ferry, New Jersey.
Ferry.
No, Ridgefield Park.
Richfield Park. So
I remember I had a broken foot at that time.
then it starts to chain reaction. Someone stops short, like two cars.
Whose car were you
whatever.
in, Sean?
I was with Mr. A.
Okay.
Someone stopped short, like ahead of us.
No,
And then it
they cut Rockshaw off. Rockshaw
Right.
slams on the brakes. Rockshaw was in front of you guys.
So
And
we
then-
stopped, but Boogie couldn't stop in time, and he slammed into the back of us. So the fucking back wind. I'm sitting in the back. The fucking glass explodes inwards. Everything. It's
Dude's
like,
trunk
fuck.
was in the back seat, and
Yeah.
he was driving like an old school fucking
It was a
Yeah.
Buick.
So
Buick. Yeah,
So I'm sitting there and I finally open my fucking eyes because, like, I mean, well, again, we got hit good. Like, Boogie rear-ended us really good. You know, he's gonna do
Louis
it.
had
He's
a
gonna do it like a
Blazer
champ.
with the push bar on the front and
Yeah, had the
everything.
push
Yeah.
bar.
So we're like, fuck. So I finally open my eyes and I see Nana, Joey, I see everybody running back. We finally get out and like that. And I somehow this is like the early cell phones and everything like that. So Johnny gets on somebody's phone. I think he's on the phone with Bobby. And he's, where the fuck is everybody? And Bobby's like, it was a fucking accident and everything like that. You know, like with a bunch of us. Is everybody alive? Yeah, Johnny, but then get the fuck back in the cars. Let's go. We got a show to do.
Yeah. So then he had to get his bag out the trunk of that car somehow.
They had to cut
And-
it out with the jaws. Like the fire department showed up. They had to fucking clip that shit out so I can get my fucking gimmick bag and
then
everything
Damian's
like that.
Damian was like, later, Opie, I'm out.
Yeah, Opie had to stay. Everybody left Opie.
Opie had to
So-
stay. Jeannie made the mistake of whatever.
Well,
she
You
said.
saw what she did. She tried to play it off like she was hurt, but she rear-ended somebody. She wasn't even in our accident.
No,
she hit
not at
somebody else,
all. Mhm.
picks up her bumper, puts it in the car, and then try to play it off like she was hurt.
He was hurt. Yeah.
Yeah, so
But
right then
I had to
boom.
get. I got dressed in. I had to get dressed in the fucking car on the way there. I'm like, fuck. 'Cause we're-
Jesus.
And the best shit about that thing was me and Flex were in the front. Nana was in the back seat of my car, and when we hit, his fucking hat flew off his head from the back seat and landed perfectly on my hat. So when I was like, when the accident was over, I go, "What the fuck? Whose fucking hat is this?" And I fucking Nana was all nervous. Nana
one of
was
my-
white.
One of my favorite.
Me and Kevin were sitting right next to each other. We're like, oh shit! Like we were stopped in traffic. It like stopped, and all of a sudden it's like boom. We're like, oh shit!
One of my favorite long trip stories with Boogie. I always have fun with this fucking story. I'm already married. Boogie and I took a trip a weekend trip out to California
Right, in Japan.
and everything like that. So it was some fucking fun stories out of that fucking 2 days.
We had a good time. Yeah.
We had a good time. We had a really good time. But what do we're like, you know, we have our I think we did the tryout. Yeah, we did the tryout early in the day, so we were kind of hanging out. So he says, "Yo, we're near the fucking beach. Let's go down to the beach. Let's check it out." So we go down. We worked out at Muscle Beach. We saw that fucking beast brute of a dude. That dude. But we're walking on the beach. So I just like every now and again I'll say dumb shit or whatever like that. So we see two girls, and I'm not trying to hit. I'm just again being stupid. I'm already happily married, so I'm just gonna just be stupid. Boogie's like little legit because we're in a culture shock. Because like even the people that are high there, it's completely different world. We were like, what the fuck is going on? Boogie's like, yo, look, dolphins, and there's fucking dolphins in the water.
Yeah.
So there's these two fucking women over on the side or whatever, and they're getting lotioned up. And I was just being dumb. I go, hey, you missed a spot. Now, Kaide, you say that in New York, how's that go for you? If
Go
you tell
fuck
some girl
yourself.
she missed a spot at the beach, doesn't go very well usually.
Fuck
No.
off.
This chick, deadpan, looks me in the face. She goes, yeah, come and get it.
Fuck.
Me and Booker went, oh, we didn't expect that. We just, never mind. It just kept walking.
Like-
Like,
Like, no, I'm with him.
I'm married, so again, I didn't expect her to say that, and I'm married, so I was like, well, I'm with him. So we just kept walking. Like, oh,
I still,
shit.
man.
my mom bought the cowboy hat. I still have that bitch.
Oh, the
Oh, and
Coors
then
Light
Boogie
one?
being Boogie, I says, yo, because we got invited by a couple of the New Japan guys that were there to go to some club that night because it was somebody's birthday. So he says, all right, look, we're going to hit Hollywood Boulevard first because if you're here, I want to see Bruce
Yeah.
Lee's star on the Walk of Fame.
Best ever.
He's already laughing.
We
So
found
we're gonna,
it.
is it, what's his name that used to run it as Tom Marquez, not Tom Marquez, Dave Marquez.
Dave Marquez.
Dave Marquez is like, you guys don't want to fucking go to Hollywood Boulevard at night. And we're like, again,
We're from
we're
New
New
York.
Yorkers.
We're from New
We're
York.
fucking New Yorkers. Fuck out of here. We're fine. So we get there, we get off the bus, and we're in front of the Chinese Man's Theater. So I says, all right, Boogie, now that we got to find this fucking star. Boogie seamlessly goes, we're in front of the Chinese Theater. It's got to be right
right
here.
here.
somewhere.
It's
I
right
said,
there.
dude, really, dude? I said, that's really fucking racist. And he says,
Sure enough, was it
whatever.
there?
We cross the street. We go to the side of the Chinese Theater. Guess where it's at?
Right there.
Right there?
Right there.
That's amazing.
You want to know the greatest shit?
Son of a bitch, shut up.
So there's places where there's no stars yet, you know. So some motherfucker wrote O.J. Simpson, and then they drew a knife.
Yeah, so so we're like, all right, did our deal, so let's make our way to the fucking club. And again, mind you, we were warned by
We got
people.
directions, but
We
yeah,
got directions, and we were warned.
so
I'm
we'll
on the
be able to
phone.
walk there.
Yeah, so we were able to walk there, but again, we're still kind of learning the lay of the land. So I'm on the phone with the wife, talking to her really quick, and now we've walked literally into no man's land. It's
Yeah,
fucking
because
dark.
okay,
We
you
didn't
got
know what.
Hollywood Boulevard. As soon
Yeah,
as you hit a side street, that's it. It's a wrap.
there's
It's like
nobody around.
hood
It's fucking dark and everything like that. And Boog's
ghetto.
like, "Yo, dude, you know that I'm comfortable if I'm asking you to get the fuck off the phone and let's find where the fuck we have to be because I am not comfortable right now." I gotta go. I saw Fox. I says, Boogie's not comfortable with this, so I gotta go. She goes, "Oh shit, you better go then." I says, "Yeah." That shit was fucking nuts.
Bro, because
Man.
you had people just laying around on the street.
Yeah, it was
And you
fucking
had like
crazy.
people on the roof, like it looked like one of the movies, like looking down and shit. I was like, God damn.
Like Escape from
We
New
just
York.
We just
Yeah,
walked
we
away from
walked-
Hollywood Boulevard.
I mean, shit,
We're like
we
a
were on the
block
beach,
off of
there was-
Hollywood.
There was a fucking dude strung out of something, fucking sleeping underneath the bench, not on the bench,
Yeah,
under the
underneath
bench.
it. But the funny shit was the club was right on one of those side streets. So we get in the club, and hey, Chung, remember Fast Eddie
Yeah,
from
yeah.
Texas, the blind
This
dude?
dude.
Yeah. So he's in the blind, right? And Papa Don is in there. We meet Papa Don. We meet everybody in the club. And then I see that fucking porn star Brian Pumper. Right? The one that looks
Is
like
that
the one that looks like
Lloyd
Lloyd Banks. Yeah, the one that looks like Lloyd Banks.
Banks? Lloyd
So
Oh
like
yeah, and the whole weekend too. Boogie kept pouring off my abs all week because I had like really good fucking
oh yeah,
abs.
he was
at the time.
backed up, yeah.
So all weekend long, yo, show him your abs and have.
Show your abs. Hey, so like we get in the club and I see Brian Pumper, right? And I'm getting the beer. I'm getting buying around the beers. So I go, oh shit, what's up? So he's like, oh, what's up? He's with a bunch of dudes, right? He dabs me up, blah blah blah. I walk back. I go, yo, that fucking porn star Brian Pumper's over there. The one I look like Lloyd Banks. And fucking Fast Eddie goes, where? I go, he's over there. Fast Eddie, if you don't know, in the dark, he's legally blind. He can't see in the dark. This motherfucker walks beelines towards Brian Pumper and like tries to introduce himself. Brian Pumper don't pay him no mind. He fucking chops Brian Pumper in the chest. Now his boys are like, yo, what the fuck? I was like, yo. He's like, this your man? I'm like, yeah, I got him. But the shit didn't end there.
That wasn't
So,
the first celebrity. That wasn't the only celebrity chop.
That was
night.
assaulted that night. Yeah. So after we
More than
leave
one
the
celebrity got assaulted.
yeah, we leave the club. We go outside and we run into Andy Milanakis.
And he's fucking.
He's fucking wasted.
He's
drunk
wasted, and I'm
as
not
fuck.
talking. He's on another fucking planet.
Yeah. So we all talking with him, right? Like we're kicking it with him. We like, yeah, blah blah blah. He's like, you're from New York, yeah, we're from blah blah. We're bullshitting. Then fucking Papadon finds out he's Greek, so Papadon starts talking to him in Greek. But he's talking to the girl Fast Eddie was with, and he's talking to her, and Papadon's like, yo, I just asked you a question. He's like, no, selling Papadon chops the shit out of fucking Andy
Andy, I'm
Milanakis.
talking to you. Wow.
Ah! Andy Milanakis goes, fuck, Malaka. He's like, relax. He goes, I said where I was from. He goes, I didn't hear you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Unbelievable.
Yes. Good night. That was a good night.
That was fucking crazy. And then we had to go back to fucking the New Japan dojo the next day.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Oh my god.
Good
Fucking
shit.
hell.
Good.
Hey, Damian. I mean, we're gonna be wrapping it up. Tell us what's going on with you now, and plug on what you're doing and your social medias.
All right. Well, basically now, pretty much, I'm focusing on. I do personal training on the side, but my main focus is my karate school, which is U.S. Shotokai karate that I do over here in Passaic, New Jersey. And coming up April will be our 3rd year anniversary, even though we had that, COVID lull and everything like that. But place is growing every week. Your classes are growing and everything like that. So everybody wants to come check it out. U.S._Shotokai on Instagram. Or just search, or search Sensei Vargas, and it'll come up. You see my old ass still kicking up in the air.
There we go.
Nice.
It's been but like Boogie, the one thing Boogie knows about me is I've always enjoyed teaching. I've always enjoyed teaching and helping. So like for me to go back,
yeah, if it wasn't for Damian, I wouldn't have learned a lot of the shit that I learned because it was the two people that really trained me were Damian and Louis.
Yeah, because Willie was already gone. So
Yeah,
it was like
Willie
me,
was,
and- me, and-
well,
me and
Willie
Lou.
was there in the beginning, and then he was gone.
Yeah, and he was
He was there
gone.
like right when I first started, and then he was ghosted.
And Angel would just
then-
come and beat you up.
Yeah, Angel would come and fuck
Angel,
us up.
no, Angel was. Did they teach you how to bump yet? Yeah, good.
Yeah.
It's just-
Angel would come in, fuck us up, fuck me up for fun, Who's another one? Vigo would come in and fuck us up.
Pepsi challenge.
Yeah. But
that's when dudes would start to clear out though. Like,
yeah,
all right, who's gonna
I was
stay?
telling Louis
Yo.
that.
Yeah, I noticed that, but I used to
Louis.
love working with Vito.
Like but remember he would come on like Saturdays, right? And everybody would be done. We would get there at like 8 a.m.
Yeah,
And he'd show up at
By
like
11 o'clock, we were
1.
done because we were going to
Yeah.
get lunch.
He'd show up
Yeah.
at like 1, and we were fucking beat, you know what I'm saying? And we may still be hanging around, just bullshitting. And Vito would come in, and everybody's like, time to go. Yo, we're gonna leave now before he starts fucking trying to tell us we need to get in the ring, stop being lazy, all this shit, talking shit to us. So we would just bounce. He'd be like, where you guys going? Hey, yeah, we been, but we were there since 8 a.m. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we were there when it opened.
Bro, like I would get there when it wasn't, when I first started training, as soon as I was available to do it, I was at that gym 8 a.m. Louis would get out of work at like 3, I think, or 4. He would drive there.
yeah.
He'd stay from 4, 5 o'clock until 10 o'clock at night when it closed.
So we would get
And I was
kicked
there
out.
from
We
8
get
a.m.,
kicked out.
bro.
Yeah,
I was
we
there
was like, all right, you guys gotta go.
day. Yeah, like and Johnny would be like, I like
Good
it. I
night.
like it. You're doing a good job. You're doing a good job. Keep doing it. Then Mike
you got
V
your
came
license.
and fucked me
I
up.
think you got your license quicker than anybody.
Yeah.
And then when Mike V fucked me up, that was the bad deal for me.
Oh,
Remember
yeah,
that,
it caught
the
bad.
filthy-
No, I'm just listen, enjoying. Like I said, I've always loved to teach, so going back to my roots has been great.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Damian, you were always super helpful, man. You always showed all the new
fuck.
guys new shit. What the fuck?
I
you
forgot. I got one last question for you.
Yeah.
When did you what made you decide to hang it up?
Multiple things.
do? Oh wait. Are you officially hung up?
Oh,
Somebody-
yeah. Oh yeah,
Sorry.
'cause I did like a one and done like about a year later, and I was like, yeah, I'm done. I'm done. Like I'll do like a spot here and there, but in terms of an actual match,
Okay.
well, never say never. Like I would love to do like one more Disturbed Dreams match correctly. You know what I mean? Her and I do it one last time and end it off the way we wanted to. Like that would be like the only thing I would do would be like one more Disturbed Dreams. I would only do like one more Disturbed Dream match. Other than that, that's it. But in terms of like leaving, it's just like there was a multitude of things. One is the last portion of my career, I was gone a lot because then I started doing the stuff with ROH. I started doing the stuff with ECWA, and I was gone a lot and everything like that. And I was missing a lot of that family stuff that they talk about that you miss, you know. And like almost the first 10 years of Seth's life, I was on the road a lot. You know, I would have a regular job and then I was gone most of the weekend. So she's going to social events and everything like that. And for her, it was like, hey, it's cool to say my husband's working Ring of Honor or whatever the case may be, but I would much rather have my husband here with me at like, you know, a wedding or a birthday party for kids or whatever the case may be. On top of that, you know, by that point, you know, I was almost 20 years in, everything was really hurting. Because also on top of that, I had the karate injuries. I came into wrestling already with a sciatic nerve problem. So, you know, all that just made it worse. And that, so it got to the point where I couldn't even like take the long car rides anymore. Like I was like sitting in the car, I was hurting. I was like, fuck, I couldn't do it no more, and everything like that. So again, it was between, as the heavier portion was family and my marriage, the other portion was definitely was physically. It was like, all right, I can't do it anymore. And then when I approached ECWA about it, that's when they came up with the whole Super 8 thing and everything like that. Well, this is you've always said this is what you wanted to do, so like they gave me a shot at it, and it just turned out to be a whole lot more than I expected it was going to be.
That's awesome, though.
But I don't know if you guys know, Homicide gave me Homicide fucking had the best comment on Facebook the day after he heard I went over on it. Because anybody knows, you go over to Super 8, that means, hey, all eyes on that person, and they always wind up, a lot of those winners wind up going off and doing stuff. I was the only person to go over and, hey, I'm done. Good night. See you later. Good night. So Homicide literally posted on my wall. He goes, hold on. He said, my boy. He goes, my boy wins the Super 8 and then immediately retires. My man. My man.
That's just funny.
Because again, everybody always used the Super 8 as a springboard for as the next thing, and that was it for me, man. I was done. I got in the best shape I could, and the way my body reacted that night, I knew it was over. Because I hurt my wrist somewhere in the first round to where I had to tape it to where it was stiff and it wouldn't move. So because I don't know what I did with my wrist. The second round, I worked Mike Mondo, and the back of my thigh started acting up. Something was up. I didn't know what was going on. So then the third round, I'm working Jimmy, and I was already emotional because I knew what was coming up in the aftermath of it all. So it was kind of hard, and I felt really bad. To this day, I still feel really bad about the match Jimmy and I had, because Jimmy and I always had good matches over the years.
Papa Don?
Yeah. Me and Papa, we always had good matches over the years. But that one, again, it was rough and emotional. So the spot is, I put him in this sharpshooter cloverleaf combo that I used to do. And as I go to sit, the back of my right thigh pops out of nowhere, and it goes completely spaghetti leg. I had no base. I was and I'm supposed to give him a succession of super kicks right afterwards. But the problem is my wobbly leg is my base leg, and I can't kick with this leg. And I'm trying to. It was so bad. So we worked our way to finally get to the finish, and I could literally hear my body say in my head, "All right, this is it." I freaking go. I hit him with the finish, and 1, 2, 3, and I'm laying there. And John Finnegan's like, "All right, Damian, get up." And I'm like, I can't get up. He's like, "What?" I was like, "I can't get up." Because I had nothing, my body literally gave up on me. I had worked out the day before, my shoulder had started bothering me, and it never started, but the day before, just working out, my shoulder started bothering me. Because I was training and dieting ridiculously, for 4 or 5 months. And the picture that you guys used, that's the night of the Super 8. That was that night. Everything came from that. And I hadn't touched a Reese's Pieces in 4 months. It was driving me nuts. I love my Reese's. I couldn't touch Reese's in 4 months.
Fuck those Reese's Pieces up.
Oh man, dude. They used to bring them to me at ECWA.
Thanks,
and they
Dad.
would throw
Thanks,
them at
Pops.
me Steve
Appreciate
Austin,
it.
Steve Austin threw beer cans. I would get Reese's bags thrown at me as if they were beer cans.
Wow.
But and then then a year later, the crew that I used to hang with ECWA, we decided let's do one more hurrah, because our one buddy Kiko was the only one that was still going to be an active wrestler. 2 of us had retired, and one more, and my partner ex-partner at the time, Saigon, was going to retire. So we said let's do one more. Unfortunately, Kiko got a really, really bad lumpy ring that night. So the finish was a Spanish fly. So we came down, but the ring was so fucking lumpy, I couldn't get a nice flat bump. I literally landed like this on a Spanish fly. I landed in the V. He goes over, he gets face. "Thank you, man. Love you, brother." I says, "Love you too. Don't ever ask me to do this shit again." I had to lie down. I had to lie down for the entire car ride home. And this is when I was in construction. I had to go back to work on Monday to do construction. I was dude, I was thrashed. So, but yeah, I said, between the wife, the family, and the body pains, it was time to go. Time to go. Desperado.
Yeah. Well,
No shame in that, man.
We're gonna wrap it up, Damian. Thank you, bro. We do appreciate you coming on, man.
Yeah,
Man, love you guys.
Absolutely,
You know that.
definitely, man.
Yeah, we do, man. We all love you, man.
Definitely miss catching up with you, man. And
Man. It's always glad.
When you guys coming down to Florida?
When she decides she ain't scared of airplanes.
Ah, shit.
She ain't never been on an airplane before.
oh shit! Oh wow!
She's only been to Florida once, and that she said that was because she used to be in the marching band out here in Jersey, and then they did the bus trip thing.
Thank you, Carmelate.
That's awesome.
Thank you.
Hey, well, yeah, man, you can take a train, bro.
Yeah,
That's true.
take the train.
Um,
Drive
But
down to
look-
Virginia.
Hell of a train ride.
We got to pay these bills. There you go. Healthvape.com. Get yourself healthy vaping alternatives. Use our code MWA Pod for 10% off.
Sleeves.com. Sleeves is your one-stop shop for all your sporting needs. Use our promo code NWAPOD for your 10% discount. Tell them Pierce Austin sent you.
Yeah. But yeah, guys, definitely. Damian, if you want to hang out for a minute, I'm down to keep bullshitting.
Oh yeah.
So, but yeah, thank y'all for tuning in. Next week, I don't know if we're gonna have the guests we're supposed to have. So, y'all
Yeah, we're
find
supposed to
out
have two
online.
guests. We don't know if they're gonna show up. It was one or two guests. We haven't heard from one. The other one don't know if he can make it. But I have something in the works, so it'll be okay.
All right. Well, yeah, there we go. Awesome show. Big fan of you guys from back in the golden age. Thank you, Jim
Thank you.
Spector. We do appreciate you. And yeah, you
My
can
dad
drive.
says
Yeah,
you
that's
can
another
drive.
thing, man. You can drive, Damian.
You got a license, Damian?
Nope.
Oh, he can't
God.
drive shit.
Shit. Foxy got a
Drive-
license, right?
Yep.
Drive
there
them
we
feet, baby.
God damn.
All right,
Damian.
guys. Well, tune in next week.
Jesus.
Tune in.
you
Well,
made it
tune
that
in
long?
Friday for Killing
I'll tell
the
you a
Business
story
on
after.
Friday, 8 o'clock with the Kingpin Angel and King Mega. Tune in Wednesday morning, right? Wednesday morning or Tuesday morning?
Wednesday morning.
Wednesday morning NXT Roundup, where you can catch Piers Austin. It's Roundup, right?
Yeah.
And then Piers Austin does his shooting this shit uncensored at crazy
Anytime
fucking
he wants.
times. Anytime he feels like it. Anytime somebody's free, he's down. Could be 7 a.m., could be 5 a.m., could
He
be
doesn't care.
midnight. He don't give a fuck. Just watch it though, you know. But thank y'all for tuning in. Next week we'll see y'all 8 o'clock. And see you then.
Peace.